Hello and welcome back to my allotment plot. I am reporting to you live from the chaos that is the second half of my allotment. It is the wild area, and the poppies look absolutely stunning. They are gorgeous. What isn't so gorgeous are these thistles, which are spiking me in the butt as we speak. I am just going to get straight into it today. I have a lot to do. I need to get these weeds under control just a little bit, and hopefully prevent further crazy weeds from growing in the future. There are a few really sweet little wildflowers that are growing in here, which I'm going to try and save. I will leave some in the ground for now, but I will also be transplanting a couple and seeing if I can get them to grow and establish in the flower meadow which I've made around my apple tree. So it's all a bit of an experiment, but I hope I can keep some of these because they've established themselves, so they must be quite happy here. And anything that will grow itself will give me less work to do overall, so I'll be happy about that. It is 11:45 on the 10th of June, so I'm going to just give myself maybe an hour and just see how much of this I can clear out. It's going to take a lot to get those thistles out, I think, so they're going to take quite a significant amount of time, but I'll just let the film run and see how much I can get done. While I start to get these weeds under a little bit of control, I just wanted to say thank you so much to everyone for your comments and likes on my previous video, which was the 1 month tour of my allotment plot. I am so proud of how the plot has come in that short space of time, and again, I'm just really over the moon with how many people are following along and saying really lovely things and also offering some really great advice and support. So thank you so much for coming by and sticking around. It means the absolute world to me. It's been an ambition of mine to have a YouTube channel for a few years now, and it's a dream come true to be able to have an allotment plot, so to be able to combine the two is absolutely incredible. Some beginner advice I would have for anyone starting their journey in gardening or having an allotment is to document your progress from the beginning. Aside from my YouTube channel, I also keep a journal where I am keeping track of everything that I do each day with writing and photos. It's really great to be able to look back on everything and see your progress. And I really love having a physical, tangible something as well as my digital content and my videos. I've stopped weeding because I keep finding ladybird larvae. If you've never seen a baby ladybird before, this is what they look like. It seems a little bit hypocritical to be wanting to have a wildlife friendly plot and at the same time I'm destroying heaps of habitat in minutes. So I really struggle with actually doing this because I know there's so many insects in here and they have already so few places to go. So I think I just need to be mindful of how I'm clearing this space. I'm going to do it a little bit at a time so there's plenty of spaces for them all to crawl to. I'm going to leave the bags here so that anything that's in the weeds that I've taken out can crawl out, hopefully. Yeah. The thing is, I will be replacing it with flowers and all sorts for pollinators, but they're not going to be established yet like these things are already. So yeah, and there's loads of caterpillars and larvae, pupas and stuff. There's going to be millions in here that I can't see, so I'm just really worried about taking it all out at the same time and then decimating whole generations of insects. Everywhere I look there are ladybirds. I'm watching one right now. I keep seeing them. I've never seen so many ladybirds in one place before in my life. This is absolutely amazing. I've just seen another one. Everywhere I look, every time I look I see another. Yeah, so I think I'm going to have to take this a lot slower. Clear it kind of square by square over the course of a few weeks, and hopefully that'll be the best compromise. So yeah. As well as keeping on top of the big weeding jobs, I also have to keep on top of the little weeding jobs. So the hoeing of the veggie beds I need to do often, because these weeds grow so quickly and before you know it they do start taking over. So hoeing and doing little spot weeding is something that I'm having to do every time I come onto the plot now, and the more space I have designated to veggies, the more weeding I've got to do and the longer it's going to take. While weeding, I found this wasp nest, and this was the day I learned that wasps can nest underground and not just in trees and high on buildings. I had a really productive weeding stint, and I also found some really great treasures. The first was the first ever worm I have found on my allotment plot, and I was overjoyed to find this. It means that the soil isn't as dead as I first thought. There are worms in there and I couldn't be more thrilled. So very, very excited to find that. The second, I was looking at the patch of weeds and I saw what I thought might be a plant that I've been looking for a couple of months, and it was a henbit dead nettle, which is such a beautiful wildflower, and I was so excited to find it on my own allotment plot. The side quest of finding a henbit dead nettle was given to me by Nick Aitchison, who wrote The Meaning of Geese, and I am so happy to say I have completed my side quest. And who would have thought it would be right here on my allotment plot after looking all over Norfolk verges for it. The last really exciting thing I found was this piece of pottery, which is my favourite that I found so far. It's double-sided and I think it's so pretty. I'm really intrigued to know what it comes from. I finished off the day by laying down the cardboard, and I'm really pleased with the amount I managed to do in the wild area, and I'm ready for the next day. Hello, it's the 12th of June. It's already 8:30. I've been at the plot for about an hour. I have been watering and I have done a little bit of planting out, and it is so warm. I literally couldn't get here any earlier because it's just been too hot, and it's still been really hot, but now I'm battling against the daylight. So I have popped in my beans, my dwarf French beans, and I've also planted out my basils, and I haven't done all of the basils. I've just done a few of them just to see if they will survive in the ground here. I have a lot more at home, so hopefully they will take, but if not, I do still have some spares just in case. I have had another lovely strawberry harvest, and I've also picked some flowers. My first sweet pea came out and it's so pretty, so I've picked that one. I've picked the cosmos as well, and the plants are looking a little bit stressed, so again that's just because it's been so hot, it's so dry, they need more watering, but hopefully by picking the flowers that'll help the plant to grow a little bit more and hopefully get a bit more established and be able to hold its own a little bit on the plot when it's super dry and hot as it is at the moment. So I have some flowers to go into the flower bed at the other end of the plot, and I don't have much time so I really need to get cracking. So come along with me as I go and pop a bunch of flowers into my flower bed. The flowers I've brought this time are a mixture of parsley, Lavater, verbena and echinacea. In a previous video I said the echinacea were biennial, and that was actually a mistake. They are perennial. What I meant is that they flower in the second year, but they will continue hopefully if they are happy enough. And I am getting this little bed filled up. It's looking pretty good. Most of the things that I've put in there previously have held up and they're doing pretty well, and it's going to be really interesting to see all of these things come up and hopefully bloom, and when that happens it will look really, really good. I'm really hopeful that this is going to look how I'm imagining it to look in my head. My only issue with this is getting it watered enough, but hopefully once it gets established it will be able to hold its own. Yesterday was a bit hectic because I was battling against the sunset, so I didn't do much filming, but I'm back on the plot today. It's the 13th of June and once again I have the wonderful mother here to help me. We've come this evening to do some sorting out of the greenhouse, and again it's absolutely baking hot, so we've had to wait until the evening. It's about, I'm not sure, 6:30 maybe, 7 o'clock, I don't know. We are due a big thunderstorm and hopefully that means we'll get lots of rain, but I need to sort out this greenhouse because once again it is chaos and I need a system stat. I need to clear the ground again. The weeds have come up because I took out the weed sheet that was in here, and obviously that was actually serving a purpose. So I've got some new weed sheet that isn't plastic, and that's going to go in here and suppress the weeds, at least on the side where the plants will be. And then I've got some bits of an indoor greenhouse which can then go on some trays and the plants can go on there, and it would just be a bit more organized and easier to function in here. So that is the plan for this evening. I'm really hoping this is going to be the last time I have to clear out this greenhouse because it's such a pain to do it. And that's why I really needed to get this sorted. It was getting to a crisis point, so I am really thankful that my mum was around to help me and willing to offer her assistance and guidance once again. So thanks so much, Mum, for helping me with this project. It is very, very much appreciated. Once clear and weeded, I first layered a cardboard layer onto the ground, and using the flaps of cardboard to interlock is actually really effective and helps to keep the cardboard down and a little bit flatter. And then on top of there we rolled up this weed sheet and pinned that down, starting on the edge ones first and then laying the middle one over the top of both of those and pinning into both sheets, and it just looks so clean. I love it. It's so exciting. Then it was time to put everything back in the greenhouse, starting with my planting area, and I'm using a staging of a mini greenhouse which I've put into 2 sections, and then using plastic tubs, one on the bottom and one on the top, so I can have storage underneath and the plants can go on the top layer. My plants are back in and they actually have a designated space now, and it actually looks so good. It looks so much more tidy and like they have somewhere to belong, which is lovely. So this means that I can water them and the water will collect in the trays and not go all over the floor. Hopefully this double layer of cardboard and
matting will suppress any weeds. But yeah, it looks really neat. I love it. Very, very good. Now I just need to water my plants. My aubergine, ow, I forget that it's spiky. This flower, I don't know if that's a happy flower or not. It looks a bit crusty, but there's some more flower buds coming up as well, so I think it's happy. I think it's alright. It looks a bit strange, but maybe that's normal. I've never grown aubergine before, so I don't know what's normal or what's not. But it is growing, so that's a good sign. I've also got 2 pepper plants, a chili, and I can see the first flower coming up on here, which is exciting. And butternut squash and the moneymaker tomatoes, and these are all plants which I have been generously gifted by plot neighbours, so that's really lovely. Yeah, hopefully they'll be all right. Mum's dug out a hole underneath the compost bin and filled it with all the twiggy sticky bits that came out of the other compost heap, and then just chucked some soil into this bed to raise it up. And I got some horse poop from the side of the road on my way home from work, and I'm going to throw that in. And Mum's opened the bag and it's full of these funky mushrooms. Whoa. I don't know what they are, but I don't think I want to eat them. With compost, you need to have layers of brown and green. So basically, your green is anything green, like veggies, plant matter, and also horse poop. And your brown is things like cardboard, hay, sticks, anything essentially dry. And that's going to break down, and hopefully I'll be using this compost on my plot in about 6 months. A very exciting update is I have a wheelbarrow. I couldn't be more thrilled. This has come from my nan's garden, and it is absolutely perfect for taking things out of the car, and it's quite deep as well. So it's going to be really useful when carting a bunch of soil from all the way at the end of the plot to my veggie beds. So yay, thank you, Nanny. Best present ever. I found a lesser stag beetle, which are one of my favourite beetles, and I am really excited to see them. I'm hoping I might see a big stag beetle at some point, and I'm really keeping my fingers crossed. Welcome to my organised greenhouse. It looks so good. I'm so happy. It's made so much difference. So, plants and watering cans, which are easily accessible. Underneath, storage for various bits. So compost, box of random bits that don't really have a home, and this is my trinket box, which has a nice safe space now, so I don't have to keep throwing things in and knocking it over. And all my tools and canes are laying down here. So again, super accessible. I can just come in and grab what I need. I've got a box of bags and a box of bits of wood, my hay and my bone and blood and fish and whatever else. And then a big box of cardboard, which again is easily accessible. So I can just come in and grab what I need, and everything has a space and there's actually room to move and not trip over everything, and it's so calm. It's such a nice area now. Obviously this still isn't the final configuration, but it's definitely serving a much better purpose than it was before, and I've decided a bunch of stuff that I don't need here, so we're going to take it back home. There's some rubbish, there's some pots which I don't need here, so it's just clogging up my greenhouse, and I've decluttered and it looks so good. I'm so happy. I feel like this video is going to be a little bit all over the place. It has been so hot and it's just been really difficult to juggle everything in the sort of 2 or 3 hours in the evening before the sun sets, so apologies to you watching if it was a little bit all over the place, and sorry to future Calm for the job you're going to have editing this, so oopsie, sorry. With that said, that is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next allotment vlog update. Until then, stay calm and carry on growing. Bye!